Hello, welcome EDHR 643. Welcome to my kitchen as I explain to you what demonstration with return demonstration is all about. The first thing we're going to look at is what is it and how do we do it? What is a demonstration? What's a return demonstration? How do we go about doing it? Well, first of all, a demonstration is simply a visual display of how to do something or how something works. It should be integrated with a lecture, and it's most useful when training objectives are to increase knowledge and skills. So, an organization, let's say Factory X wants a new whiz-bang Canuter valve machine to produce the newest whiz-bang part that everybody wants. And you realize that your employees have never used that machine before. So you got to bring in a trainer for them to learn, or for this guy to show them how to use this machine. Well, you can't just come in and just start working on a machine and showing them how to do it. There has to be a lecture with it. He has to explain what he's doing while he's doing it. So, more on that later. So what the trainer does is provides the demonstration, and then each trainee copies the demonstration process immediately after watching. Okay, that's the demo portion. The trainer then walks around during the tryout portion, walks around the room, provides the positive or negative feedback while trainees are performing the demonstration. Now, the class can be divided into work or lab groups. All right. I'm a culinary arts instructor. I like to do this because it provides opportunities for the trainees to watch others and to do it at least once themselves. It also helps you keep your costs down. So instead of buying lots of product for each individual trainee, you buy enough products for each individual group to try it out. So you can save a little bit of money that way. So while one trainee is performing the demonstration, the fellow trainees in the group can recall the steps in the sequence and provide some feedback. So there's two main components to the demonstration. Okay, we present and the trainees try out. Okay, now to present, you, the trainer, should be telling the trainees what they'll be doing so that they understand what you will be showing them. Okay, this is where the lecture portion comes in that we talked about a few slides ago. They need to know what it is that they're doing before they do it. You need to give them the context or the background information before you even start the demonstration. You need to demonstrate the task describing what you are doing while you're doing it. So, for example, it would be like, I am going to power the machine on to do by this way. And if you don't do it this way, the machine won't turn on properly. You want to explain why each part of the task should be performed in that way immediately after you demonstrate the task. So back to the power example. Look, if you don't power this thing on in these specific steps, the machine won't run properly. Boom. You just explained each part of the task, each part of the powering up process, and then you would get in and say, okay, guys, each one of you turn this machine on. Okay, and then you would watch them and make sure that they're doing it the right way. Whoops. Stacy, you didn't do step number 2 in the proper fashion. Let's go back and try step 2 again. During the tryout portion, what we want to do is ask the trainee to talk through the task before actually doing it. We want to give the trainee an opportunity to do the task and then to describe what he's doing and why. Because this helps them sort of reinforce that information that you covered in the lecture before they start doing the task. Your job then is to walk around and provide feedback, both positive and negative. And then finally, let the trainees practice. Okay? Let them practice and let them practice until they get it right. Okay? In the previous example that I just made up, If Stacy is not doing step 2 the right way, well, then you need to let her practice step 2 until she gets it down, and then move on to step 3. Remember, it's a learning environment. They're supposed to make mistakes. The trainees are supposed to mess up. That's why you're doing a demonstration, and that's why they're giving you the return demonstration. It's a learning environment. It's okay for them to mess up. You need to just figure out where they messed up and then show them the correct way so they don't mess up anymore. So let them practice. Okay, so using the demonstration effectively. These are just some tips on how do we use this demonstration effectively. We want to prepare our lesson plan by breaking down the task to be performed into smaller, easily learned parts. If I'm doing something in my culinary arts lab, I don't just present the whole thing. I'll like if let's say we're making hollandaise sauce, which we need to cook the eggs, we need to emulsify the butter into the eggs, and then we need to flavor the sauce. Okay. Well, I won't just say, okay, kids, I'm going to show you how to make this hollandaise sauce. Stand here for a half an hour while I do it, and then go ahead and try it for yourself. No, you want to break it down. I might say, okay, we're going to do the egg cooking portion of this sauce. And so I'll do that, and then, okay, everybody in your group, try this. Okay, guys, now that we did that, now let's do the emulsification of the butter phase. Watch me, and then I would do a demonstration, and then, okay, now you guys try it, okay? So you want to break it down into smaller, easily learned parts. You want to sequentially organize those parts of the task and then prepare an explanation of why each action is required. Back to the machine example. If you don't do the powering up sequence this way, the machine won't power up right. So again, you have to explain to them why each action is required. When the trainee is demonstrating the skill, remember that to you the skill may seem obvious. You're the expert. You've been doing this for a long time. Okay, you've been working with the Knuter valve machine for 20 years. All right. These people, they've never worked on it before. That's why you're there. You're training them. You're teaching them how to do it and how to work with it. So to you, it may seem obvious. Well, you just power it up in this fashion. Well, they're not going to know that. So to the trainee, who's often going to be a novice, it's not going to seem so obvious. So you have to be aware of that, and you have to be respectful of that. It may take people more tries than others to get it right. One of the things you can do to kind of check how well the students are learning, you can kind of do a formative assessment. You can do a teach back method, also known as the show me method or closing the loop. And basically, what you're doing is you're kind of looking at how well you explain the information and how well you taught your trainees. Did you teach them in an understandable way? How well are they retaining the information? So ask them to teach you how to do it. So basically, all you're trying to do is see how much information they retain. You're not necessarily testing them on their knowledge of that specific skill yet. You just want to see, hey, how are they doing? Do I need to go back and reteach something? Because chances are, if half the class can't do one of the steps in the thing, maybe you didn't teach that step the right way. And you need to go back and reteach it, re-clarify some things, and get them back on track. Some of the strengths and weaknesses of the demonstration with return demonstration is we'll look at kind of 4 major issues. And the first one is cost. Cost can be a weakness when you're doing these demonstrations. It costs money to gather materials for the students to practice on. It costs money for you to travel to wherever to it's going to it's going to cost money to send you to the facility to train the trainees. All kinds of costs. You have to get paid for your time. One of the other issues would be the amount of control that the trainer has over the material that's going to be covered. you have ultimate control of of the material that's going to be covered. You're designing the training program, so you're going to have ultimate control. Type of the learning objectives to be addressed. Again, that's a strength. You as the trainer, you've done the training needs analysis. You know where the knowledge gaps are, and you come up with the learning objectives that will bridge that knowledge gap. The type of learning objectives to be addressed, and then also the ways in which the method activates different social learning theory processes. What that means is that it's kind of a weakness because we can't control how well other human beings are going to learn. Some people are going to pick up skills faster than others. So you as the trainee have to, when conducting these demonstrations, you as the trainee have to realize that and be walking around the room and be giving that feedback because some are going to be able to do the task quickly and others may need some additional coaching. So some final thoughts on demonstration with return demonstration. Remember, this is monkey see, monkey do. I know there was some material in here that maybe seems highly academic, but when it all boils down to is just this is just monkey see, monkey do. You do a training needs analysis, you figure out the knowledge gaps, you make your learning objectives based on how to fill those knowledge gaps. You do the demonstration of a certain skill set that you figure out that the trainees need. You have them try it out. You walk around, make sure they're doing it right. If they're not doing it right, you give them some coaching, let them practice until they do it right, and then you assess them in some way. See how well they retain the information. That's pretty much it. Remember, monkey see, monkey do. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. I look forward to doing more of these throughout the semester, and have a good day.